Sir Alex Ferguson rebuilt Manchester United 4 times while still winning titles. Bill Belichick won 6 Super Bowls by making the system more important than Tom Brady. Pep Guardiola built the greatest club side in history by creating positional hybrids no one could decode. Rassie Erasmus has never said he studied these men, but his methods look almost identical. This is the story of 5 masterminds whose blueprints are shaping an unbreakable Springbok dynasty. Sir Alex Ferguson is the gold standard of sustained winning. He managed Manchester United for 26 years, won 13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions League, 5 FA Cups. But here's the genius. He rebuilt the squad 4 times while winning. First cycle, Cantona, Schmeichels, Bruce, Pallister won the double in 94 and 96. Second cycle, Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, the Neville brothers, treble in 99. Third cycle, Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, Champions League. Fourth cycle, Van Persie, De Gea, Vidic, Premier League in 2013. Ferguson says, the moment you think you've arrived, you finished. You have to keep evolving. He ruthlessly cycled out legends before they declined. He groomed replacements years ahead. He never let sentimentality destroy the dynasty. Rassie's copy. He used 50 different players across 13 tests in 2024, gave 12 debut caps, maintained an 85% winning rate while rotating aggressively. He built the next generation now. Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, Kanan Moody, Ben Jason Dixon, Grant Williams. By 2027, they'll be ready to replace the 2023 World Cup winners. Ferguson rebuilt while winning. Rassie is doing the exact same thing. Bill Belichick built a 20-year dynasty by making the system more important than any player, even Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. Belichick said, we don't have any players that are bigger than the team. The team is the most important thing. He had one rule, clarity of roles above all else. Every player knew exactly what their job was, no ambiguity, no confusion. And here's the genius. Belichick adjusted the entire game plan for each opponent. Against high-powered offenses, he played a conservative ball control football. Against weak offenses, he unleashed aggressive blitz. The Patriots could play any style depending on the matchup. Rassie's copy, the Springboks can play kick pressure rugby against Ireland, chaos turnover rugby against New Zealand, grind and maul against England, hybrid power sprint rugby against France. Like Belichick, Rassie adjusts the entire plan for each opponent. The system is adaptable, but the clarity is absolute. Every player knows their job cold. No superstar privileges. No player is bigger than the game model. System first, personality second. Pep Guardiola is the model for one thing, never letting a system get stale. After Barcelona, he invented the false nine with Messi. At Bayern Munich, he created inverted fullbacks who moved into midfield. At Man City, he turned defenders into playmakers and wingers into strikers. Guardiola said, if you don't evolve, you die. Opponents will figure you out. He created positional hybrids that opponents can't decode. His fullbacks aren't traditional defenders. They are midfield controllers. His wingers aren't traditional attackers. They are inside forwards who create overloads. Rassie's copy, hybrid center flanker utility forwards who can play multiple positions. Peter Steph the Toy can play 6, 7, and 8. Damien de Ellender can play 12 or 13. Cheslin Colby can play wing or fullback. Quagga Smith can play 7 or 8. Rassie evolves the game model every World Cup cycle. 2019 was kick pressure and set-piece dominance. 2023 added chaos turnover rugby and hybrid attacking patterns. 2027 will add another layer opponents haven't seen yet. Like Guardiola, Rassie removes predictability from elite opponents. The Springboks are never a known formula. Philip Jackson built a dynasty with superstars, not robots. He managed Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman at the Bulls, then Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal at the Lakers. Massive egos, massive personality, Jackson said. The strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. He used the triangle offense, a system that demanded all 5 players to be engaged. No player could dominate the ball. Everyone had to trust the system. But here's the genius. Jackson created rituals and symbols players bought into. Native American philosophy, Zen meditation, book recommendation. He built emotional connection through shared identity, not fear. Rassie's copy. The Springboks now have massive personalities. Siya Kolisi, Eben Etzebeth, Peter Steph du Toit, Andre Pollard, and Jesse Creel. Rassie protects culture by letting giants lead, but not dominate. He uses leadership groups with 8 to 10 voices instead of having one dominant personality. He creates rituals, the jersey presentation ceremony, the stronger together mantra, the national anthem intensity. Like Jackson, Rassie turns superstars into a unified army. Culture beats individual talent every single time. Jake White doesn't get enough credit for what he did from 2004 to 2007. When Jake White took over in 2004, the Springboks were a mess. He inherited a team that lost to Ireland, Scotland, and Wales in 2002. The culture was broken. Jake rebuilt ruthlessly. He blooded Brian Abana, Francois Steyn, Johan Smith, Piers Spies, JP Peterson, raw talent with massive potential. He committed to a long term and ignored public backlash. In 2006, the Boks lost to Australia and New Zealand. The media crucified him. He didn't flinch. But here's the genius move nobody talks about. Jake brought in Eddie Jones as a technical advisor for the 2007 World Cup. Jake said, "We were going into a World Cup tournament, and I just thought we needed someone who had been there and done it." Eddie was the only available coach that had been to a World Cup final and could help us. Jones had coached Australia to the 2003 World Cup final. Jake invited him to observe Springbok training for a week. He was immediately impressed. Jake reflected, "In that week, I saw how much value Eddie added. He took existing ideas and put a fresh spin on them." When Jake asked if Eddie could help them win the World Cup, Jones responded, "Can you turn silver into gold, mate?" Asking whether the talented Springboks genuinely believed they could become world champions. Jones worked on improving the backline play and scrum half to fly off linkage. Former South African coach Nick Mallett called Jake's decision to appoint Jones a masterstroke, directly crediting him with enhancing the Springboks' attacking capabilities. 2007 World Cup champions. Jake understood something critical. You can't win alone. You need the right specialists around you. The best leaders aren't afraid to bring in people smarter than them in specific areas. Jake had the humility to recognize what he didn't know and the wisdom to find the person who did. Rassie's copy, the courage to rebuild without losing short-term competitiveness, and the wisdom to surround yourself with world-class specialists. Rassie won the 2019 World Cup with Jacques Nienaber as defensive coach and Felix Jones shaping attack. Then immediately started blooding the next generation. Sasha, Moody, and Grant Williams. He won the 2023 World Cup, then brought in Tony Brown, a former All Black fly-half and attack specialist, and Jerry Flannery, a former island hooker and a defense expert. He kept stick for continuity. He added Jaco Piper, a world-class referee, as law and discipline advisor. Like Jake, Rassie knows you need specialists who've been there and done it. You need fresh perspective. You need people who challenge your thinking and fulfill your blind spots. And like Jake, Rassie refuses to let sentimentality destroy the dynasty. He starts over before decline, not after. But he does it with the best coaching mind in world rugby backing him. Rassie studied New Zealand's provincial and Super Rugby feeder structure, the world's best succession plan system from 2004 to 2015. The All Blacks created a 10-year empire through shared leadership, centralized knowledge bank where every coach contributed insight, dual pathway system for every position, a next man up culture that kept standards consistent. They had an 86% win rate during this period. They won back-to-back World Cups in 2011 and 2015. But Rassie also learned from their downfall. They didn't plan post-2015 transition. When McCaw, Carter, Nono, Smith, and Kano all retired in a tight window, it created a leadership vacuum. Rassie's copy preemptively build the next generation before the old one retires. He's using 50 players across 13 tests in 2024. He's giving 12 debut caps. He's maintaining an 85% win rate while grooming the future leaders. He's creating shared leadership with Kolisi, Itzebet, Dutoy, Pollard, De Allender, Marks, Mbonambe, 8 to 10 voices instead of 2 to 3. He's building centralized knowledge banks where every provincial coach contributes insight to the national system. Like New Zealand from 2004 to 2015, Rassie is building a dynasty that survives generational turnover. But unlike New Zealand's post-2015, he's planning the transition now, not later. Rassie learned from the best and avoided the worst. Sir Alex Ferguson taught him to rebuild while winning. Bill Belichick taught him system first, personality second. Pep Guardiola taught him to evolve constantly. Phil Jackson taught him to manage egos through culture. Jake White taught him the courage to start over and surround yourself with the best specialists. New Zealand taught him succession planning. That's why the Springboks aren't just winning now. They're building a dynasty that will dominate for the next decade. Which coach's lesson do you think is most important? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching.